everything to do with the game, Peter's whereabouts and everything. We don't know where Peter is, but we know something about him.
I've not got any gun.
So I'm gonna reveal all that today. So, first of all, there's this concept art image. It basically shows Miles upside down, probably doing web tricks, and Peter inside him. Now, we know that there's no really much whereabouts of where Peter is in this new game, but we do know that.
That conversation was going nowhere.
Oh God! Speaking of hell.
Quick, head to 8th Improvement before me and my fans die of boredom.
What is she up to this time? Better get there before she hurts someone.
What's you guys looking, whatever you're doing?
Yep, trying to.
Probably playing a game.
I'm trying to keep guard in case
challenge.
there's any people near.
I mean, I always thought it was a giant bunker. But it's not. I'm sad. So yeah guys, the second image is a little bit of... This is kind of a leak about the opening of the game.
Sorry if I can't help, I'm medding up.
So the trailer, like, so the opening of the game begins with obviously the Marvel logo, Sony, and obviously Insomniac logo, and a view of Miles' hometown. Now, well, someone says this.
Sounds like the perfect opportunity to
well, someone says this. Where is Spider-Man? He's disappeared. He's not been seen for a while, and we've not seen him for about a. We've not seen him for a while now. We'll keep you up to date.
If we want to get.
And then we see a scene with.
I need to shoot.
People throwing snowballs at each other because this game takes place around Christmas by the trailer. People saying Merry Christmas and...
Oh wait, there's a chest. No. Damn it, his... In
a large house, well... And then we see someone walking with his hood up because it's starting to rain. This man is Miles Morales. Then he says... be yourself or be greater. Then he jumps and then he crawls up a wall.
The kitty's on you.
Then he says, I think I'll be myself. And then...
God damn it. Can I shake him down?
Then he swings off.
Just shake this guy down.
Next we see scenes with...
I like the burst. I like the burst.
Next we see scenes where the police chasing some high weaponized criminals from the trailer. Next, a police officer asks Miles where they are, and the next scene, Miles sees a newspaper in where he lives, and it says, "New street war happening. Beware. Evacuation may be." Evacuation may be needed. This is not death. Well, the evacuation bit. It says in the letter, or it says in the newspaper. Evacuation not yet, but if it gets too far, we'll need to leave.
Oh.
Then
a
voice in Miles' head says, "What would Peter do? What would Peter do?"
Well, henchman loot is good.
And then he says he'll finish it. And then next we see Miles on a rooftop.
May as well.
Into the warehouse and where the villains are.
This ammo.
Where they're located. Then the frame darkness and the voiceover of the villains are saying this. Our goal is to beat all the other criminals and be as better as all of them, says one of them.
Sorry we got cut short earlier.
So we've got extra protection. Imagine if we somehow survive and the storm's literally like it
basically says this. I know we'll definitely beat them all. And then the third person in the... warehouses. Hang on, what was that sound? Then the opening, or one of the missions, ends with the policeman. Well, all the 3 people seeing Miles, but he uses his venom blast that he doesn't even know of. Then he swings off, and then
I know we need to get eliminations on
that's basically that. But here's some stuff that we need to know about the game. So the game is firstly set a year after the first game. The game will revolve around a street war between an energy corporation and a high-tech criminal army. Miles, who now lives in Harlem, will be at the centre of the war. The game will feature new set pieces, fresh villains and unique quests across Marvel's New York City and probably more. And Sonic has also teased that they're going to do bigger plans for the future of Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh, thank God you saved me there.
And that the first game's director continues to imagine big things also for the Marvel Spider-Man universe.
What?
And he also says, as we continue with the Marvel Spider-Man universe, we knew that Miles' origin story as a Spider-Man was something that needed its own game. Miles' much more background fits a more modern, diverse world, and we wanted to give players a new story with a new set pieces, fresh villains and unique quests from the original game. This had to be a can't-miss new next adventure in the Marvel Spider-Man universe. We know a lot of you want to know how this big game is, and Ultimate and Insomniac Games working incredibly hard to bring you a fantastic Miles Morales adventure that since we couldn't develop in the Marvel Spider-Man.
Where is he?
You will experience a full story arc with Miles. That's one that's more alike to a game like Uncharted: The Lost Legacy in terms of an overall scope. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales is an important, heart-left, emotional and essential experience to expand the Marvel Spider-Man universe.
And we hope vanilla, strawberry ice cream.
It will be for you as well. Then they also say this, one last thing. Many of you fans have wondered if Peter Parker's okay. Don't worry. We still have much left of Peter's story left to tell, but this game's all about Miles and a critical part of our Spider-Man universe, and you don't want to miss out what happens.
2 minis. I mean, nobody really uses medkits, but just some.
So yeah, guys,
just for extra HP.
With the game actually being going to be a thing, I need to tell my own story and what this game could be about. And what this game also will feature. Who some major characters are in the game and more. Well, this is probably true. The game's a single player, no co-op. If you want to play a good co-op game, probably play the Avengers. Queens in Brooklyn hopefully should be in, well, actually that's all for the next game, actually. Right, I'm going to make my own cutscenes up until I feel like the game's going to open up. So there's going to be a couple of openings, one revealing in Miles, one revealing what Peter's been doing for the past couple, and the other one to do with the gang war in the streets and all that. Right, so I feel like it's going to be a shot around the city, and then it's going to play
give you like 1000 XP.
The trailer that it plays in the teaser for the Miles Morales game, with Peter also swinging with him, because one of the messages it does tease, I just saw 2 Spider-Man swinging outside my window, and it also shows posters about 2 Spider-Men and all that. So they're starting to swing around the city and more. But this is in the past, it's in the past, but some of the game parts are relying in the future.
So I'm staying in circle.
So,
wow!
Miles asked Peter what's been going on in his life being Spider-Man, and Peter confesses that he enjoys it, but it's difficult work. And he says this, when you become when you become the main Spider-Man, don't expect it to be easy. It is quite hard to be the best Spider-Man out of them all. I wish you good luck in doing it. And then
I'm really low.
Miles reacts confusingly to this, saying that if it is going to be hard being Spider-Man, basically he says he can do it, but what if he gets my family in danger? Then just says, don't reveal your identity to anyone. It could be crucial to everyone, and it could harm your family by doing that. It's the only reason, or it's the only thing. How it would harm everyone. So don't reveal your identity to anyone, says Peter. It will only reveal real dangers of
deal with him.
What's going to happen if you reveal your true self.
There's a guy coming up. There's a default.
So that's it, finished for the cutscenes.
Hammerhead's got a lot of guys on his payroll.
Do you think?
Eliminated by Troll Baby 80, what the hell?
Who names himself that?
I don't know.
How am I meant to beat all these enemies up? What's...
I don't know.
What is this? Not even going.
Nothing like taking down a bunch of criminals to brighten your day. Thanks, Spider-Man. That was a close one.
No.
We've got it from here, Spider. This tech isn't going anywhere.
Hey, MJ, what's up?
Hammerhead guys are hitting an Oscorp shipping facility near Seaport.
So we're finished with the cutscenes. Now we need to go on to mechanics for the winter physics.
Got it. I'm headed there now.
Miles walking around the city. Snow is accumulating on his... Miles walking in rooftops. Snow is accumulating on his suit. As you walk, more of it falls off.
No idea. Find out where. We can cut off his supplies.
I'll try to cross-reference his men's activity with the city map.
Snow, Miles walking in the pavement.
Good plan.
Snow is accumulating on his jacket as well. 2 different weather types are shown: light rain, light snow, heavy snow. The speaker says there are about 7 dynamic weather types in game. From what I've gathered, especially on what my contact said, the weather systems will all come and go freely. Time past well transitioned along with weather and will still be simple cutscenes. Story obviously takes place a year, and here we move on to side missions. A fight, now this is not true, this is just me thinking of a story for it. A fight with the Wrath, or Wraither, aka Yuri, would be shown. Basically it's known that Spider-Man turned on her and won't fight and won't let anyone else use her. Wearing a Spider-Man suit. Side missions are going to appear through the story and a couple more than the first
I'll try and avoid Misty, but I'll land somewhere
major
close,
villains and others help flesh out the world. Side mission probably with Daredevil could be. Now this is all from second game fake leaks, but I'm just going to make them. If Daredevil is in this game as a side mission, this would mean that Miles isn't alone, and he could be helped, and then maybe.
You guys sure seem like you're in a hurry. Probably has nothing to do with all.
And then, if that means Miles won't be working alone, then that will really help him.
Yeah.
So that's good for him. That's good for Daredevil. Miles gets really impressed and asks, "You must be a good combat person."
Gotta catch up
Really seen without any of your. No! Game! No!
Remember the Rise of Orange Justice? I'll be back.
No, remember the default crap? Oh, damn it. Scotty saying season 4, there was a trailer of, it was a dance-off between Omega and Carbide, and there was this default crying, and Neil just found it the funniest thing ever.
Oh no, you saw me! Fine, you win this round. And your prize is a one-way ticket to Rikers. Okay, just 2 more.
So yeah guys, let's continue with the video. Right, now we move on to dynamic missions. So I've really turned in charm for the next one. I was pretty good on what I held in store.
Sorry if I was away.
Right, saving kids, I don't know, balloons would be a good one. Also taking people to the hospital, stopping crimes,
still I think you'll make it because
discovering new locations. Construction workers hanging on to ledges and probably falling off buildings. That would be really nice to see.
I'm just gonna land it steamy. Then I'm gonna eat the cake what I got.
Small missions like this illustrate the friendly neighbourhood, the new Spider-Man. But we react positively to this base. I'm
just gonna stand on top of
here
a really high area.
More cutscenes. Major one here. Mal in an alleyway.
Because I want XP.
Miles sees a giant new substance called GR35. But it's something different. We're gonna call it Proto Devil's Breath or Proto something.
No.
He says, I'm sure one of the villains left it out as a distraction or something. And then
Jason Momoa squad.
This is one that Miles has in a dream sequence. It's basically how
Jason Momoa squad.
Peter's been under the influence of the Oscorp created Venom. He says, how can Norman do this to you? Peter, it's me, Miles, I'm here. Oh God, Peter, you killed those people. What the hell? Get off, get. And then he wakes up. And then there's another cutscene of him running out the house, going to Oscorp, going into the facility of it, and then discovers what they're doing, but they're not doing much.
There's always 3 players who are AFKing during the match. Every match.
It's not really an origin to the second game, but yeah. Peter's like, I don't know much.
Just Jacob Marvin
right,
is
mechanics
nice.
for Miles. A few still images of the classic Miles suit were shown. This is true.
Yeah,
but everyone was hyped for the game. Tolerating everyone's player's experience. Miles on a roof. The weather and sky are clear so that light is reflecting off his suit more. His classic suit being more.
There's a magic number to get demonetized. Damn it! I was trying to eliminate TNT now.
Miles' suit would be also switched on with a simple button in the game, which would be the bottom D-pad. Say you were in missions that Miles had to get himself disguised as a normal civilian. You could just press the button once and then get a glimpse of what Miles would technically do. And that
if you guys had stopped earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
So yeah.
Your glider is invisible in my screen, it looks like.
The suit selection would be showed, and then most of the suits would be greyed out until you unlock them.
It's kind of like the
but 2 suits would be here. An advanced suit light 1, which would unlock in the nightmare sequence in the game. So an advanced suit like Miles 1, because Miles had a dream about Peter being dead. and the Spider-Verse suit that Miles wore in the movie would also be shown. But grayed out because you haven't unlocked it yet. Then once it's selected, then the other one is switched on. Every suit has their own unique version of it. So, mechanics for the combat of Miles. So not going to copy Peter's combat scheme for the whole entire game. They're not even going to copy him at all. Basically, they're going to make their own. Miles would use more Miles would do more suit mods because he's not as skilled as Peter in combat. So he's going to be using all that so he can,
more of them.
You know.
What are they shooting? You gotta find another line of work. Although maybe you have good work.
Hold on. So when Miles is I don't know. So Miles would have the same combat for the same suits.
Tearing apart the whole financial district. Can't wait to hear from Jameson after this one.
So yeah. So Miles has his own separate skill tree. It's unlocked after playing unlocking. Yeah. The skill trees are slightly lower than the previous game, but nothing to worry about. This shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Aye, there are 3 different skill trees to unlock, or a couple of skill trees, depending on what your character's doing. And then another cutscenes. Miles under the influence of Venom. That was in a nightmare sequence. And Miles arguing with himself. Miles stopping a robberies, classics that's shown here. Obviously that was. Miles swinging through low traversal buildings. Miles using the web chain mechanic. Miles. And then yeah. So yeah guys, that's basically what I think would happen in the game. And then tomorrow I'll go over more details about Miles's, more about, let's just do a video tomorrow about DLC.